What's good, everybody? Keto food can be super fun to cook sometimes because it's that simple and that delicious. So in today's super easy keto recipe, we're combining the goodness of high fat like in a traditional ketogenic diet with the goodness of the natural flavor of chicken. This is my keto style chicken breast on the crown. Now, in its most natural form, this is what a chicken breast looks like. It's got two chicken breasts stuck together in this heart shape, but more importantly, underneath that, it's got this bone. And that's why cooking a chicken breast on the crown is one of the best things ever. The bone keeps the meat moist through the cooking process, but more importantly, it adds bags of flavor. So the first step in preparing the chicken is taking a super sharp knife and just making these slits on the body of the chicken crown. Well, now isn't this just the prettiest chicken breast that you've ever seen? As good as it looks, we gotta add salt for some flavor. So be super generous, you wanna go in with heaps of salt. Now when we're talking about salt, meat and deliciousness, pepper's gotta be a part of the process for me. Come on, just the best combination of flavors right there. Now, if you've been watching BeerBiceps long enough, the one thing that we believe in here is that garlic is love and garlic is life. And when we're talking about meat, salt and pepper, garlic just can't be left behind in my opinion. It's gotta be a part of the game. This is my recipe. If you're not a garlic person, don't go with it. But hey, I always believe that just a bit of garlic makes almost anything better. Now, flavor combinations make food delicious. But something that takes food to the next level is a lot of love. So show that piece of meat some love and make sure all those flavors are spread evenly all over that carcass. Next, completely optional, if the meat being tender is a big deal for you, you can go in with a splash of apple cider vinegar. This also adds a really nice sweet tang to this keto-friendly dish. And again, make sure it's spread evenly. The cooking process starts with a super high flame and a cast iron skillet. Basically any pan that's not a non-stick. Non-sticks don't conduct heat as well as these kind of cast iron pans do. So go in with a very generous amount of oil because we're on keto. But keep in mind you still want to stay under your maintenance calories if you're trying to burn fat. So a lot of oil, a lot of heat and a lot of good old-fashioned deliciousness. You gotta remember that this step is not necessary, but then it is necessary if you care about your taste buds as much as I care about mine. So when you're frying the chicken off like this, what's happening is that through the process of getting kind of burnt, it's developing a lot of caramelization and a lot of flavor. So after about 1 minute of frying on the largest side, you gotta make sure that even the sides get nice and browned. So flash fry all the sides till you get that rich, deep, dark brown, but make sure you don't burn it. Now the flash frying process is purely to enhance the flavor, but you know what else enhances flavor? Cheese, baby. Now in the original BeerBiceps keto video, I spoke about how you shouldn't be having dairy products like cheese while you're on keto. Now that is the ideal situation, but you gotta keep in mind that just a little bit of cheese here and there won't put you out of ketosis. And as long as you're just having it like once in 3 or 4 days, it's perfectly fine. But hey, more importantly, cheese makes food delicious. So ideally, go for any cheese that's low on carbs. So make sure you read the nutritional info and only then go in with this cheese. Remember, some cheeses are kind of high on carbs, so you want to be careful with it. So while you're making sure that you're still under your maintenance calories and that you can afford that hint of carbs that you're getting from the cheese, go in with it, stuff it into those slits that you've made. And if you want to take the flavor profile of this dish a little bit further, go in with all those extra oregano packets that come with your pizza. This is the base for ultimate flavor: oregano, cheese and caramelized chicken, but it's still not cooked yet. So to ensure that the chicken's cooked, we're gonna cook it at a super low 175 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now some people might be concerned that we're overcooking this chicken, but that's where the magic of this chicken crown comes into play. The bone's gonna keep the chicken meat moist through the cooking process. So make sure you go in with all those remaining juices from the pan that we cooked the chicken on and let the preheated oven do its thing. Now depending on the size of the chicken breast, it's going to take anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. So if you can, then take it as far as 30 minutes on a super low temperature like this, and make sure that you also rest the chicken for about 5 minutes after it's done cooking. When it's resting, it's still so hot from the inside that it keeps cooking, and it also ensures that your meat is going to turn out moist. Finally, you can serve up your chicken breast on a bed of keto greens as I've shown in my other videos. But hey, more importantly, the king of this dish is that gorgeous chicken breast on the crown. You gotta remember, this chicken breast is nothing like the chicken breast that you're used to. It's not stringy, it's not dry, and most importantly, it's one of the most delicious chicken dishes you'll ever have. As for the macros, it's a little difficult to estimate. It depends on the size of the chicken used, the amount of oil you've used, the amount of cheese you've used. But the more important thing is that this is a low carb, high fat, high protein recipe, and it's gonna ensure that your keto journey is a lot more fun. Oh yeah!